I've seen like 4 or 5 candidates now in Anthropic where everything is perfect. Just they are saying you are not a cultural fit because you have not shown enough that why Anthropic. They will ask you simple questions like, hey, why you want to join Anthropic? And that question means especially something special Anthropic is doing, which Meta is not doing, which OpenAI is not doing, which super intelligence labs are not doing. I'm glad I'm here and I can see all of you are here too. Who am I then? Only to the new people. I'm Mahesh. I worked at all the big companies. That was one of the bucket list I had and I finished it. So what I was doing is I built a lot of agents when I was at Google. I was trying to automate their back office function at GCP. Before that, I was building frameworks that people can use to build agents at AWS. And before that, I was building the large language models so that people can go and bu- build the technology which is powering these agents. And before that, I was working at Microsoft as a developer and then as a product manager. So my journey is now almost 20 years. I have spent 16, 17 years as a developer and last 5 years or 4 or 5 years as a product manager. Now I have started my own company where I'm trying to help bring the benefits of AI to enterprises by showing them what's the impact of agents to their companies and also building custom agents for them for back office. So if you have a legal function, HR function, or accounting function, we are building agents for you. So that's my life. The exciting part of my life is that I am also loving to teach. So I'm teaching for, I don't know, since my college days. But formally, I started teaching TEALS students. This was a program at Microsoft where I taught high school students how to code. Then I taught at Facebook. I taught recommendation system course. And then I taught this course, which you can look at Maven for last 3 years. And I have done almost 15 cohorts. We didn't count the ones that I have done for free, but if you count everything, total 15 cohorts for last 3 years. Before ChatGPT, I started this course and it's continuing after ChatGPT agents or even Anthropic's Cloud Code. If you want to connect, I will accept LinkedIn request. If you use this URL and send me LinkedIn request, I will accept all the requests that were sent to us now. So that's pretty much it. Let's get to work. So what we're going to learn is where we are. So we will just do a quick roundup on where we stand today in interview prep or how interview prep is going and what the job market looks like. Then we will look at what companies are actually looking for, the really hiring signals. Then how can you be ready for it? What is the proof of work and what you need to show to be successful to break into AI interviews. And then maybe I give you some guides, some mistakes to avoid, and then let you ask me questions and me answering. Great. Sounds like a plan. Let's get to it. Okay. What are the latest job trends? I talk to most of my friends because they reach out and say, hey, we need PMs, Mahesh. And then I say, I have a lot of PMs. That's what my business is. So then they are like, okay, what can you do for us? So if you take in like two things, right? There is this step going in. There is this idea that AI PMs are going up. So a lot of jobs in AI. And we have this, we showed this data to you last time through trends. And my team will be happy to paste the link where you can find the data. These jobs are growing almost like at 40 to 50% year on year since 2023. And but jobs are also growing, but the time to fill this position is also growing. So it's taking, it used to take like 4 to 6 weeks to hire somebody. Now it is turning out to be a 3 months process just to hire people for the hiring managers. And I will tell you why. The second part of this story is people who are also getting hired a lot are people in three domains. One, they are builders or they know how to code. Those are in demand. If you understand a domain, or you understand infrastructure. These are also growing and they are not increasing the time. You can hire these people faster. So, still like 4 to 6 weeks, you can hire them. The jobs are less, but the hiring is happening faster. There's a huge middle that is eliminated, which is generic PMs. These are the PMs who are great at execution, understand all the frameworks, whatever Exponent told them about. They can put everything under this five porter forces and all, but they don't understand or don't have a lot of AI experience in their CV. These PMs are either waiting to get here or building the skills so that they can be here where the jobs are less, but if they have the skills, they can be hired. So that's the market I'm seeing. So just an insight to for us to just lay the land to understand where the world is and why it takes so much time to understand or get hiring here. Because one is there is a lot of demand versus supply. The supply is really short, and I know all of you will say, Mahesh, we did your course, right? So there is a lot of supply. But it takes a lot of time after you do my course to actually get into this pool. And the demand is more, but they complain to me. This is my hiring manager's grunt, or they their beef is that we can't produce enough and it's taking a lot of time to fill these positions because they are not getting everything. And let's see, what are these hiring manager looking for 3 months, asking you to fill a lot of surveys, then asking you for case studies, then putting you into a loop, and then saying that, hey, we are evaluating other candidates also, so we'll let you know, and then maybe never let you know. So we looked at this. If you had 3 weeks, nothing else, we'll give you a plan at least to get ready for this. But okay, what are these companies looking for? Hiring managers are expecting you to understand the experience on building on these models or understanding how these model works. You have one of the you there are 3 times more likeliness for you to get hired if you have worked on any kind of LLM and taken to production, which is also the top 3 hard skills that they are looking for now. So this is like when people were interviewing you earlier, they were looking for cloud skills. They were looking for building for cloud first, mobile first in 2010, 2012 era. This is the new era where they're looking for, have you played or have you built things with the models? And if you have it, you have a high likeliness of getting hired. Second thing, what they are looking for is they don't want you to talk about AI or describe about AI. They want you to demonstrate. They want to see what you have done. Have you done any project? How many customers use it? What kind of problems you faced? And can you actually show them a working thing with great taste and great attention to detail? Whether it is evaluation, whether it is narrowing the focus of the problem, whether it is pricing, they want to see real work, because that's where we don't have frameworks for evaluating AI candidates yet. So we will ask you to go and say, open your thing and just walk me through what you did. Okay. Knowing about AI, like what's happening in AI, how Claude Code is different than Cowork, how Cowork is different than OpenClaw. These are the fluency questions which product managers, we think that they should know if they want to work in our teams, because we want them to get the best what's happening in the market today and then bring it to our company. And if you don't have that kind of fluency, the chances of you getting in are really hard. Why? Because we don't have people who have this AI fluency already in our teams. That's why we are opening this position for AI PM role outside. And in the interview, if you don't show that fluency, then you are not getting in either. Okay. And we expect you to be hands on. So now you know what we are looking for. And when we are looking for all these talented that, hey, you understand fundamentally how machine learning and AI works. Can you demonstrate like what you have done? Can you talk about latest, greatest trends in a way that impact building product skills? And then can you show us some building skills as well? These are the core things that I am looking for when I'm hiring PMs. And these are all my friends when they tell me, like, hey, I need a PM right now, just make one and send it to me. Some of this, sometimes like At least three out of these is a must have skills for them when they are looking for it, which I can't fill right away, to be honest with you. And I paste these jobs, but then on our jobs portal, but still they are open for 2 to 3 months and they keep stay open. Why? What skills? What is the AI PM skill set? One is ML literacy. If you want to go, you want to have literacy so that you can start prototyping with these tools and understand them. Without this, like without knowing how to do prompting, without knowing how these knowledge management works, without knowing how multi-agent systems work, you won't be able to use the best of these tools which people use to do or build products. If you understand these concepts, you will be able to use these tools to the full potential. If you can use these tools to full potential, then you will be able to understand the limitations or this new agentic world better, or build that AI fluency or AI literacy that we talk about. And this one keeps moving. But to get here, first you need to start here, then graduate here by continuing playing and seeing the limitations or building stuff, and then launching it in hands of people and seeing or actually understanding what a product
What
looks
are you
like.
saying?
That's the must have.
Do the big rock.
Mute
Yeah.
everyone. Mute everyone so we can move on. Okay, then. What's next? Then the question top of mind for everybody is, do I really need to start coding? Is PM becoming a software engineer now? Like, what's the difference? Because you're saying, go build with Claude Code, run OpenClaw, and if I need to now code, is that what you're asking us to do? Not yet. We're getting there, but not yet. We're not asking you to code. The expectation is not to code for PMs, but being able to use no code tools. And Claude Coder or Cowork is getting into that territory, which is like lawyers, PMs are using every day to go build prototypes. So you should be able to use tools like Lovable V0 to build your prototypes. You should be able to build something basic or fix few things in Claude Code. That's the next expectation, but not we are not expecting you to take things in production and ship end-to-end features which thousands of users can use. That's not the expectation from PMs. So don't spend your lot of time learning Python or graduating in C++. So what is the expectation around proof of work? So that 3 months window, how can you shorten it by giving me all the signals I'm looking for? There, I'm looking for three things. One, have you done certificate are like overrated. I know what I gave you one, but at least it's I need something which says that you have graduated or you understand all the ML and AI things, which can be a certificate, which can be your education, which can be your work experience. But give me something that tells me that you understand things and it's written on your CV so I can ask and verify. So if you say I did this AIPM certification, then I can say, okay, did you learn these tools? Do you understand these concepts? And I can query you. Then build some case studies, write a PRD, which is AI first PRD, which has, I will walk you through a AI PRD, what it looks like. And then I want you to do a prototype which at least 10 customers can use. And then you should be able to do a live demo of a working thing which customers are using in production today. That's the proof of work. People think proof of work is just a picture or a PRD or my certificate. None of that. All of it is your proof of work. Maybe sometimes I will start with PRD. Maybe sometimes I will give you some assignment to build a prototype, or I will ask you to show me one last prototype you did or whatever you build. Or I will ask you, if you have built a product, can you show it to me? Or any product that you ever build, can you actually show it to me? So that's proof of work. And in that proof of work, what you need to show is a working prototype, a PRD, and a system design write up. Examples, this is one proof of work that I can show to the world. This one, you can just take a contracts. So if you have a lot of contracts in your company, you can come here, you can click a contract, and you can extract terms from it. And when you do it, you can add new things. We can upload your stuff and then start analysis. And then It gives you everything that you were looking for. But the beautiful part is that it shows you how you can edit stuff. That's where continuous learning is happening. You can click it, it will take you to the page, and you can see the justification of why this was done, what were the citation, where it is taken for, and why the answer came the way. You can even edit the reasoning. That means you are not only training the model with the right data, you can edit the reasoning. So see, I can talk about 5 things in like 2 minutes to you because I have built or you have this something that is right there. Okay, then what is a PRD looks like? A PRD will look like with a clear definition around why machine learning and AI, a solution which talks about what are the security and compliance things that you're going to follow. Something where you have narrowed the focus so that the team can create an awesome roadmap. So you have done prioritization around your stuff and you created roadmaps that went into production that team can ship, which is what will the MVP will have, what's the date looks like, what is the launch, what are the iterations after that. And then you have responsible AI practices. What are you going to transparently disclose? What is your data looks like? What testing you have done? So all these are good ingredients of a PRD that you want to show. And the last thing, have a blog ready, which is put on some maybe Substack, but something like this, where some validation, like for me, Microsoft, but you may not have it, maybe your last company, post a blog like this where you have gone and shown a system diagram. So if you want to ask me a technical question, there is a system diagram. I can talk about it. I can walk you through it. So now you can see the system diagram and system design and any PRD specific thing. So if you ask me any question, I will take you there and I will walk you through things. So now I'm building that confidence that you need in me that I have not only done projects, I have actually shipped stuff. What kind of projects? So these are good examples of product. So don't show me like a chatbot that you build in this era, or even like a support bot is like becoming a table stakes. So I want to see something like this, which is somebody build an RFP automation agent. What is that? An RFP automation agent is it checks request for proposal of government companies or government puts RFPs. It automatically checks that, validates whether your company is eligible for this or not. If eligible, creates the first draft of it and then assign different people to review, which is an awesome thing. Now, this whole thing, the company can now file 10 times more RFPs because you built this agent and somebody built it and became like, got a promotion inside their company. So that's what good example would be. Somebody build a compliance for accessibility. So if you are in UK or if you're in EU, there is a compliance law or regulation which expects all the websites to be compliant to people who can't hear, see, or have other disability. Can you build an agent which checks every website out there or every agent out there in the new world and see if it is compliant to this regulation? And if not, then it creates a letter to the company and says, hey, I found these problems. I can fix it for you in $10,000. If you don't pay me, I'm happy to report you because I am completely against this mission, or I'm completely aligned to the mission of building more accessible world. Great. And you can show end to end and you don't need anybody's permission to build it and you can show results. And the last is red teaming Robinhood. This is what other team built, which was this idea of they go and check agents. I was talking to somebody at University of South California, USC, LA. And they build a AI trust lab and they are building this red teaming Robinhood. And if you have worked or if you have done our cohort, happy to connect you. I'm trying to collaborate with them so you can be part of that AI trust lab and build these agents. So what I'm proposing to them is building this red teaming team outside. So any agents that go, we can attack it for security, for safety, for harmfulness, helpfulness, and honesty, and build a report card and then show the world that this is the good agents and bad agents out there. And you can do that today. by building this red teaming Robin Hood agent. So these are the good projects to have, or the projects that actually get attention from recruiters or inside your companies if you want to become that AI person inside your company. And don't do just chatbots in 2026. I think they are a little outdated now. Chatbots means you put some documents and you can ask questions on it, like the kind of one I was showing. But we have more in that. So I will show you next time. Uh, Agentic OKR is another one. It must be live and likable, linkable. So you should be all these if you're building, it should be live and I can go and click on it and I can show or experience it if you're going to show it to me, if I'm your hiring manager. Okay. What is getting tested? This is like the main thing I have seen around OpenAI, Meta, Google, Anthropic. I have helped a lot of people like prepare for these interviews in last 6 months. And you are going to get one flavor of this, which is either you're going to get, uh, they all have some kind of AI product sense, AI execution. There is a technical round. There is a behavioral round to see if you are a culture fit or not. And then there is a presentation they will ask you to build or a case study they will give you. And they will give you some, that presentation thing maybe before or maybe live during the interview. So that's pretty much all the interview rounds look like. And you can prepare. It's going to be very technical. So do not expect or do not get surprised if they keep asking you technical questions because they will ask you system design. I've seen people getting system design questions. I've seen people being asked questions like, hey, here is the app that we want to build. Here is a one pager. Go build it right now in front of us. They will, and you can get V0 lovable or whatever you use. So these are the rounds. So what are they testing in AI product sense? Four things. One, what problem are you able to identify AI problems and how are you going to differentiate yourself today from Claude Code, OpenClaw, like agentic systems, which are already doing a lot of things inside the agent loop for you? Is your product building trust with the user or eroding trust? So they want to see when I'm testing for product sense, I'm seeing is your product building trust or eroding trust with customers? And then obviously evaluations. Evaluations is not straightforward in AI. So I want to make sure that you give me those signals in product sense. And then how will you make money on it? Because there is an ROI problem with AI. We have spent too much money and we have not made a lot of money out of it. So everything is right now may get out of balance someday. So I want my PMs to at least have a product sense where they can think how can do GTM and start making money for us. So this is what I'm testing or anybody's testing when they are testing you for AI product sense. So what is your 3-week roadmap? First week, get to fundamentals, build the literacy, build the landscape, build what you need to go and start building basic labs. If you have done our course, you have already done this. You should know all the fundamentals. So this is our certification course. But if you don't want to do the course, you can build it yourself and do it with the labs so you know all the challenges and limitations of these things also. Then week 2, you should start building on your ideas and shipping things in customer hands. The customers can be your own family members. I want 10 people to try your thing every day and give you feedback. And then you should evaluate it, set your benchmarks, improve it, and iterate and iterate. That should be your week 2. And week 3, I want you to start doing mocks. And then the last thing I want to land there is that fast is slow. So this week 3 onwards, I think Nancy came to our cohort last time and said this, that each mock interview, the successful candidates prepare 6 hours just watching themselves and building the muscle of not doing many mocks. Is the one people look at this metrics as how many mocks I have done, and other metrics is how many hours I spend analyzing the mocks and actually filling the gaps. So when you do the mocks, you will realize that you have these gaps in your first side. You don't understand the fundamentals enough. You don't know what is a chunking strategy in a RAG system is. You don't understand when how to evaluate a RAG system. which is different than evaluating just your models. So if you don't understand, you have to go back and build those fundamentals. If there are gaps in your product or your project, then you have to go and build that. And then keep doing this loop again and again. And I promise you, it will take 3 months, but you will be there. What are the common mistakes? This is the last thing I promise. And then you can ask me questions. I know. I know it takes a lot. Okay, then what are the common mistakes? First one, I see a lot of people study AI a lot. They get into this mode of just doing courses and courses on Coursera. They will sign up for every Maven course out there and they will learn a lot of things, but don't build anything. Unless you build, you will not know the limitations. You will not have the experience. You will not know what doesn't work. And people who don't know what doesn't work or what didn't work for them and how they made it working and still shipped, I need these three parts in your story. In your AI stories, I want to see three things. I did X, it failed on Y, I found Z workarounds, and still I shipped to N number of customers. So this X, Y, Z, and N number of customers is important for me. And if you have not built, you can talk about the concepts, but you will not be able to land these. And that's the common mistake I see when I ask questions like, hey, what do you think that uh, have you used RAG? I saw RAG in your systems. Uh, what is your experience with RAG? And then the person goes on, oh, RAG is retrieval augmented generation. It's a process where you take the embedding models, blah, 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 blah. But then never tell me like how they used it, where it failed, what they did to solve it, and how many people are using that thing. And that's what I want to hear here. And people don't tell me that. And that's why they wait 3 months to get a call back. Another thing I see is a lot of people are working and applying a lot of jobs without building a portfolio. So they don't have those three, four things I earlier talked about. They don't have a live website. They don't have a live project. They don't have a single project where they understand the complete system design. And they have not sold any customer problems with AI ever. And if you have not done it, the chances are, single digit for you to get that role. And then the last thing I have seen is the behavioral interviews, especially in OpenAI and Anthropic. They want to see a lot of alignment of your mission to their mission. Because once you get inside that company, you will be a demanding, uh, high in demand product manager, and they want you to stick around. And one way to ensure that you will stick around is to ensure that you are moved by the mission, especially Anthropic. I've seen like 4 or 5 candidates now in Anthropic where everything is perfect. Just they are saying you are not a cultural fit because you have not shown enough that why Anthropic. They will ask you simple questions like, hey, why you want to join Anthropic? And that question means especially something special Anthropic is doing, which Meta is not doing, which OpenAI is not doing, which super intelligence labs are not doing. I think first, like this doing idea was very angle good. Second, on that doing angle is I will talk about the constitutional uh, training way they do, which costs 2 times more to train a model than a normal non-constitutional way. And then if somebody asks me what is constitutional training, then I can talk about the constitutional principles that Dario has talked about or the paper I read. So that's number one. I will talk about that. Hey, they spend 2x more money in this constitutional training method, and that's why they are one thing. Second thing I will also land is that this is the most cost efficient company, and they have said that they will be the first profitable company. So the kind of focus they give, and they are not making an economical disaster by just spending money and expanding their expense footprint without making any money. They have made money. They have made money on the products. They have shown enough value that people are ready to pay for it. So that's the other part. I would say that security does not mean just securing your models or securing your training. It also means securing an economic model for the society that we all can find the benefits and pay for those benefits. So the kind of focus they brought in AI cost, that's the other thing. And the last thing I will say is that we have gone into computer use where we are giving bash as well as our file system access. And they have made that when they build that, they build it in so much trust in the product that whenever it does it, it transparently comes and asks you all the questions. It doesn't go beyond it. It would have been a disaster like ChatGPT was when it came out. It was just telling people how to do suicides, it was telling them how to do chemical bombs, but they released something even more harmful, which is has access to your bash, can run commands and have access to your file system, but still able to not erode that trust. And that's why I would say, if if there is a future where machines are going to take on most of the work that as humans we're going to do, then I want to join that company which is doing it in the right way and paying the cost. And the last thing I will also add is the transparency angle. They are advocating to government to put auditable transparency. So anytime there is a fault or anytime there is a gap or known failure, they have to report it. So currently, no lab report failures in their models. If they fail it, they silently keep it to themselves. And Anthropic is the first lab which is trying to go and say, hey, let's build a law which allows everybody to transparently inform that if we failed, then why we failed and how many failures have we got. Because of these four reasons, I think Anthropic is the right company. And I personally believe that building trust comes by building secure AI. And without trust, we cannot sell anything in AI. And that's why I want to join Anthropic. So cover those four or five things, land those all ideas. And now the interviewer can ask me anything, how you think about pricing, how about the cost. They can go into my ML and AI concepts. They can talk about the projects. So I landed all those 4 or 5 points that I was looking for when I want to interview, or I was giving you advices on how to interview. Okay. Your next step, nobody told me to switch the camera. -10 to all the people, at least in the cohort. Now I realize that I didn't switch or I didn't stop sharing when I was on the board all the time. Okay, then one decision right now, what will you be building next week? So I think this is new era in 2026. We want more PMs who can build. And if you don't have anything that you're building next week, I want you to start building. And for that, I can help you. We are building this stuff which is allows you to build with Claude Code, gives you everything that you need to know and install OpenClaw. We tried installing OpenClaw yesterday for 2 hours, and only like 20% people can actually install it. We're going to show up again and help people install and get ready with these tools. So that's what you need. And then you need to understand this new agentic loop that we are getting into. Okay. We are starting a course tomorrow, which is a good 4 weeks course now, where there will be 6 labs, which will help you build with these latest, greatest tools like Claude Code and OpenClaw. We have 11 mentors, as you heard that awesome mentor, which talked about the passion she had about security. She's our security experts in-house, Dominic, and then we have 10 more. And we will have 3 guest speakers who will talk about how to automate your job search, who will talk about what it takes to break into AI products and interviews, Nancy. And then I'm looking to get one of my VPs to talk. I'm just getting a confirmation so that they can tell you the real other side of the interview process, which is why are they waiting, what they are looking for, and what it takes to break into the inside their companies. Okay. If you do that, then we have 2 courses. One is the first one, which is starts tomorrow. So you can enroll on Maven. I think it should be top 2 or top 3 courses on Maven today. And the next one starts in May, and you can get both of them for the price of one. I think that's the coolest deal our sales put in. I need to read this because I didn't know what the deal was. So, in summary, there is this idea that either you have an awesome building skills or builder skills, and or you have this idea that you have built a lot of agentic stuff and you can land a lot of agentic ideas, then you can succeed in this K-shaped market where either the high domain, low number of jobs, but if you have that domain expertise, you will be hired with some AI flavoring, or you build the new agentic capabilities, but it is a long process, but sign up for that. Then I talk about what companies are actually looking for, what a proof of work actually means, and then we talk about what is being tested and how to get ready for it. along with common mistakes, and I gave you some next steps. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow. I am starting this new thing where we will talk about interviews, where we'll talk about labs and what the new world of agents look like with the agentic loop, and then build these agents also with Claude Code and all. With that said, I want to take questions on Scrumler first. So maybe Arjita, can you give me a link on Scrumler? Let's take questions on Scrumler and then maybe a few hands if time permits. There are more resources. If you continue to follow us, here you can subscribe for all our future sessions. And here are our free sessions, recordings, our Substack, our YouTube channel. And one thing that we love the most, the next role, this is one of our team, our previous cohort members, Charu built this. It automates your complete process, reviews your CV, gets your CV ready for any job. So just upload your CV, upload the job description, and it formats the CV. And if you click the next button, it can automatically apply for you also. And with that said, thanks a lot.